Hi there, this is Kim with Lily Patch Quilts. I'm back with part 2 of machine quilting the mini bolt quilt pattern. This pattern is from Down Grapevine Lane. You can find the details and the link to her blog on my blog. The link is below. This time I wanted to practice doing feathers and some meandering and some straight lines. On this quilt, there are a lot of triangles that I can play with various shapes. So for two of the corners, I wanted to do straight lines, and I placed them about 1/4 of an inch apart where the lines start spreading out almost like a shooting star type. And as you notice, I backtracked quite a bit because I had to decide how I was going to get to travel from one place to another. And I ended up traveling quite a bit on this portion of the quilting. But you know, that's the beauty of machine quilting. I have more control over the fabric and the quilting where I wanted to go, and so it was easier for me to be able to backtrack and get to where I needed to be. Once I was done with the straight line quilting, I did go back through the rectangle portion of this area to stitch in the ditch. And for the flying geese portion of this quilt, I just did a meander, and this is what I did for all of the flying geese units on this quilt. It was a really quick and easy way for me to add some quilting in there. So for the half square triangle units, I wanted to practice doing feathers, and I'm going to use the diagonal seam as a guide for my spine. Also, I wanted to make sure that my feathers stay within the 1/4 inch seam allowance so that it won't get cut off when I put my binding on. And I'm doing the bump back method, which is stitching the half heart or teardrop shape and then going back, and I just kind of followed the spine as I went and trying to fill half of the half square triangle units before I travel back down the spine and work on the other side. So this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the quilt, combining feathers and meandering techniques to finish my quilt top. I'm going to speed up this video and put some music on for you while I finish the rest of the machine quilting. Okay, I am back. I'm almost done with machine quilting this mini quilt. I forgot to mention that the reason why you don't see any pins or anything holding the 3 layers of this quilt together is because I used 505 basting spray. Since this quilt was so small, the basting spray does a great job to hold all the 3 layers together for me to quilt. This has been a fun mini quilt to practice my quilting on. I have practiced quilting for a long time, and I'm always learning something new. Sometimes the quilting comes out just as I like it, and sometimes I just need to work on some other areas. But no matter what the process, it's always fun and challenging for me to learn something new. And here I am back to the straight line quilting, and I still have some small triangles that I'm going to be doing the orange peel and meandering. These are really tiny ones that are positioned at the end of the mini quilt, and I'm just still just traveling along. And here are the flying geese units, and these I'm just meandering, working my way to the other end of the quilt to get this done. Although this quilt was small, I had the opportunity to practice a lot of the Freemotion quilting techniques and designs on this quilt. It has been so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you would like more information on this quilt and the pattern, the link is below to my blog, and I will be back with part 3, and that will be to finish the binding. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.